everybody. I am Bishop.
And I'm Dr. Steph.
And we want to welcome you to this wonderful YouTube page. And listen, you are not on this page by accident. We really believe that this is going to be an amazing space for you. We're just committed to sharing our reality, our world with you. And boy, it's going to be a fun ride. We're really excited. We are parents of two amazing children.
Yes.
We are professionals in every sense of the word.
Yes.
We're going to tell you a little bit more about ourselves in just a moment. Before we do that, we want you to know that it's important to us to connect with you. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure you comment so we can kind of hear what you want to hear from us. And then, of course, make sure you hit that like bell. Let us know if something we say really resonates with you. Like and share alike. Listen, we got a lot of things to talk about on this page, right? We got a lot as being professionals, being married, parenthood, balancing it all.
How we stay organized, how we survive the organized chaos.
Wow, how do we get through school? You know, how do we go through different seasons of our lives?
Exactly.
This is gonna be a great space. So we're gonna tell you a little about ourselves. We're gonna give you a short version. We're gonna talk about a few things today, but it's important as we introduce ourselves because as you hear Bishop and Dr. Steph, you may not understand who we are.
Or where we're from.
And where we're from. So let's talk about it. So who you be?
Well, I would just say I, grew up in inner city LA. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, though a lot of people don't know that. But I grew up basically my entire life in Los Angeles. And I went away for college when I was 17. I went to Vanderbilt in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. And then I left there because it was such a small town. I loved the institution, but the city I was over. So I had to have a big city. So I went to New York for medical school, and then I went to Philadelphia to do a pediatric residency at Children's Hospital of Philly. And then I left there and went back to LA for a couple of years and did a neonatology fellowship. So that's an intensive care doctor for babies. So that's what I am. I also then left there and went to Harvard to get my master's of public health because I just really believed in sort of impacting the community in terms of the underserved community, in terms of our Black community. And then I met this man.
Check.
And
hey, I am from Shreveport, Louisiana, man. I'm from Shreveport, from the booth, the 318. And let me tell you something. I went to Southern University in Baton Rouge and majored in English, finished in 3 years, marched in the band, the Human Jukebox, #1 band in the world. Yes, I did. And finished. I was on my way to law school, and God called me to preach into ministry. I came to Nashville, Tennessee, Vanderbilt Divinity School, and finished 3 years. And then, of course, I did my doctorate at Princeton University, started pastoring a church in Nashville of 175 people. And then now that church has grown to over 33,000 in 4 locations and globally around the world.
Everywhere
and all over the world. So that's kind of what we do. And so here we are. I also lead the Full Gospel Baptist Church Fellowship as presiding bishop, churches all around the world. And so we have a very complex and complementary life because we do it well together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as you're watching this, you may be saying, man, how do you guys balance all that? We have 2 amazing children.
Thank you.
You gotta know. You're gonna meet them too, because when you understand Giovanni, the child we pray for, our firstborn, Giovanni is full of life. She's amazing. She's so gifted and talented. And then she can tell you about Joseph, because
Little Joseph, he's a handful, but he definitely completes us as a family. And we'll also talk about during these different series, like our IVF journey, because we have 2 beautiful IVF babies. So it was not an easy journey for us, but they're definitely God's gifts to us. So,
and that's so important, right? Because I think part of what we want to do is be very transparent. And we know people who are watching maybe wondering, well, we see your life, we don't understand the story. And so our whole concept here is to really help you get the backside, to really understand that we're just like you. And in a real sense, we've got faith and fortitude, the focus to get us through all of this. And
I think a lot of people, they look at us and they make the assumption that we've been who we are forever, from the beginning. And I think another thing that we're, going to dive into is, how we grind and how we worked and how we climbed those ladders and how, for every step forward, we took quite a few steps backwards. And, you look at and you see where we are, not understanding, the mistakes that we made, the mentors that we required to get to where we are today. Like, we didn't do this by ourselves. We had a whole village that helped us get here. And so just really talking about that, talking and really giving credit where credit is due, and really showing people, like, how do we do this? How do we get to from point A to point B? And it's not, by taking the elevators by any means.
Taking those stairs.
Just taking the stairs.
Right? And, I think sometimes when you see us, it's important, right? Because people associate, maybe use the word bishop, because I'm a bishop in the Lord's church, but I'm Joseph. My name is Joseph. You're going to meet Joseph. And Dr. Steph, you're going to meet Stephanie, and we want you to get to know who we are. And a part of that is, it's understanding each other's personality, who we are. And sometimes this is going to be fun, because when you think about, me, I'm the extrovert. I'm the person who's, let's invite everybody over, let's have fun. But I'm really shy when it comes to people being in the room, but I just enjoy that. Whereas this one,
I'm the opposite. So I'm the introverted extrovert. So I love being around people, but I also love my own time to myself. I love going out, but when I go out, like, I come back and I'm like exhausted. I'm the type of person, like, if I'm going out every Friday, there's some Fridays that I just want to be left alone. Don't let the dog bark, the kids meow, the cat meow, the kids yell. Like, I just want to be left alone with a bag of popcorn and a book or a movie, and that's really fine with me.
And that's how we balance each other, because for example, when it comes to dealing with conflict or issues, I'm more the scalpel. Like, if somebody does something salacious or crazy at us, I'm like the scalpel. I'm like, let's figure out maybe what caused it. Let's be very delicate in how we respond to it. And this one,
off with your head.
machete. Boom, let's go. Right?
Straight for the jugular.
Right.
Like,
right.
take no prisoners.
No nonsense.
It's over.
Like,
it's done.
over.
That's enough.
That's
Moving right along. We've seen it. We've done it. They've showed us who they are.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
And that's a good thing, right, to talk about, because I think when people see us as mentors, and we mentor so many students, students who at Meharry and Vanderbilt and TSU, all these extraordinary
and young entrepreneurs.
Yeah, young entrepreneurs, and I serve on boards and these kind of things. I think what's important is to understand about us is, we are no nonsense when it comes to helping mentees understand that grind.
Yeah.
Because often people engage us and they don't have any concept of how we arrive where we are.
Yeah.
And we talk about, like, sometimes your response to them can be, they can be taken aback by it. And I understand that you're like, no, like, when you are supposed to be on time, you have to be on time. If you're on time, you're late. So you be before time. Yeah, I learned that in the band, right?
If you're on time, you're late.
Right. Dr. Isaac Griggs taught us be in the right place at the right time with the right equipment, ready to concentrate. And if you're on time, you're late, right? Because you're not ready. Yeah. And this is so important because of how we live our lives, right?
Yeah, and then also as mentors, like, sometimes people are taken aback because when people love you, they will tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah.
But it's not done out of animosity, and it's not done out of trying to be malicious. But sometimes when you're around, like, your friends and you're hanging out and they're not telling you the truth, guess what? Those aren't your real friends. If you're not going down the right path and no one says anything, that's a problem. It's the people who speak to you, the people who speak into your life, the people who will stop you and say, don't do that, honey, you're wrong. Come on, let's get this together. Who actually love you and who actually care about you. And that's pretty much how we live our life. Like, we don't take ourselves seriously. Like, we laugh, we joke, nothing, if no one is dying and no one is bleeding, it's not that serious in our lives. However, we do take what we do seriously in terms of understanding the impact that we can possibly have in the lives of other people.
And so we're just committed, like, to using our platform to be a blessing to you. And whatever that is in terms of marriage, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how we got together.
Yeah.
We got a book we're going to be sharing with you that we wrote together on how God brought us together. We're going to talk about that story. We're going to talk about, our IVF journey, praying for children and how our children, that's going to be a very emotional thing to share. We're going to talk about, how we were able to navigate through school, how we prepared for tests, how I wrote these papers, how we were able to come through and
handle conflict, handle obstacles.
Yeah, and what most people want to know, is how do we balance all of it? in
we
real
have going
time,
on.
right?
Yeah.
Like, how do we
Yeah.
take this whole thing like air traffic control and remove
keep
it,
smiling.
keep smiling,
And stay sane.
yeah, and do it all at the same time. And I
Yeah.
think that's what. So we just believe that we have a unique platform to share that with you. And as a pastor and as a physician, think about what that looks like: faith and medicine, and being able to talk about how people work through that,
Yeah.
coming through a pandemic, and how
Yeah.
people's faith and how they understood science and working through that. And we'll talk about a lot of cool stuff. So it's going to be a great space for you. And we just want you to be a part of our family. We're inviting you into the Walker's home. How about that?
Come on in.
Yeah, now she's going
Come
to put y'all
see.
out. I'm the one that wants you to stay longer, but she's going to put y'all out. Like, it's time to go so you can get her popcorn. But as for me, you can stay as long as you want. But no, really, we are just so excited. And this is going to be a great place for us to share. We want to hear from you. We really do. And we want to make sure, again, that you comment. Make sure you let us know what you
We
like.
would love to hear what you want to hear from us.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
feel free to ask questions below.
And make sure you subscribe to this site. Make sure you like. Make sure you follow both of us right here. Dr. Steph, follow her. Dr. Steph, right there on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow me. She's Dr. Steph Walker. I am Joseph Walker 3. Connect with us on all of our platforms. And then right here, that's my website, josephwalker3.org. And you can access all the books and find out where I'll be speaking and all those cool things. We just want to connect with you. So we're so grateful. I'm excited to get this thing started, aren't you?
I'm excited,
It's going to be great. We can't wait to meet you because we believe there's a lot of us in you and a lot of you in us. We're family, and we believe this is going to be a great journey. I'm Bishop.
I'm Dr. Steph.
And we are out of here. Peace.